You've become a wedding photographer.
Sort of. So 2 things here. One, I was at a memorial service, after which we went to this like lodge place that someone had a membership to
Wait, what kind of lodge?
like oh, are you part of the club or whatever? And like the club is a place that has like, here's space for events, and here's like a little bar, and here's a pool out back.
Okay,
and
but
it's
like how much of a secret society is this? Like did you go to like a Masonic lodge? I mean,
look, I'm not trying to dox
are you
anybody
wearing
here,
a new
Daniel.
ring? Like what's going on here?
It's not important, Daniel. Point is, there were like
were there
throne-shaped seats on all 4 corners of this room.
That's a little weird. I guess you didn't notice that to begin with, and then you saw it and were like, "I'm just not going to ask."
So we're at this.
Was anybody sitting on those seats?
I sat on the seats.
So I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that.
The lunch portion after the memorial was at this place.
Okay.
And
how many elk heads were on the wall?
I can't tell you. None.
Oh, it's like, is that like countably infinite or 0, or you just don't remember?
Second to the last one.
Okay.
Point is, this place is like probably used to be hot stuff. And like in 1998, this was legit. But it's like the finishes haven't really been updated since then.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you got like a lot of wood paneling going on in there.
And actually not so much. It's just aged.
Okay.
Like we're talking what is it? LVT is luxury vinyl tile. But what's the stuff that used to be just in schools everywhere? Is it just regular vinyl tile?
You mean like linoleum?
Linoleum?
Have you never heard this word?
I know what linoleum. I've heard the word linoleum, but I don't know if I could tell you what linoleum is anymore.
It's like what you'd find in a kitchen in the 90s.
No, it's not like linoleum. It's but like LVT replaced what kind of flooring? I guess it's just like regular vinyl flooring. But like most modern builds use luxury vinyl tile.
Yes. So
and sort of like
vinyl tile before that.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyways, VCT? Yeah, VCT. So it's still just like conventional tile, like VCT. The lay-in ceiling is just kind of getting like dirty and old, and like you need like new finishes. It's just fluorescent lighting, and it was like being in like a 2003 high school cafeteria.
Perfect. Love that vibe.
And I thought to myself whilst there, because my mother-in-law was like, "Can you take pictures?" And I was like, "Well, no one asked me to bring my camera, but I conveniently brought my camera."
Was it the Can't Snap?
No, I brought my XT5 and the 56 1.2 and the 1855.
You were full on prepared for that.
Oh, yeah.
Did you bring that setup expecting that you might need to take pictures at this event?
It's a memorial.
So, yes.
No one else is going to take pictures in this family, Daniel.
That's true.
Because that's my wife's side of the family, and they don't take pictures. But they love pictures. They love pictures, but they only take pictures with their phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like what I bring to my in-law side of the family is a certain level of photography quality.
Do you feel like that level of quality appreciated among the family?
I to me it feels like it's me giving of my talents to the family unit in a way that raises the ship.
Raises the ship,
as it were. So I brought my camera, and then whilst there, her mom was like, "Hey, I'm glad that you brought your camera. I felt seen."
It kind of gives you that validated feeling, you know, like the same feeling as when somebody says, "Hey, does anybody have a knife?" And you're like, "Right here, carry it every day."
Why, yes, I do. Thank you for asking. I am prepared.
Yep.
Unlike the rest of you.
Yep. Where would you be without me?
So, I'm in this lodge place, and I'm thinking to myself, how do wedding photographers deal with this?
Yeah.
Because there maybe good wedding photographers are being hired for places that have like nice wedding venues and that sort of thing. But I guarantee that people have been married in that room, or had a wedding reception in that room.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, some people when they get married, they got budgets, Daniel.
Yeah.
And you can't just afford like the Ritz-Carlton or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You know, maybe that's just not important to them too.
Not important. Could just, could just not be important, right? I would expect that thousands, if not millions, of weddings have happened under fluorescent lighting.
Oh, I thought you were going to say in that specific lodge.
Dear Lord,
millions
no.
of weddings.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Under fluorescent lights in some sort of like poorly lit hall, and the lights are like 80 CRI, and you just have to deal with it. And
I think 80 CRI might be pushing it. I feel like CRI can be lower than that.
It can. But like fluorescent lights are what on average? 80, 78?
That does sound about right.
What is the average CRI? I should ask Siri, actually. Let's do. What is the average CRI of fluorescent lighting? New Siri, here we go. If you weren't in the pre-show, we talked about the new Siri on iPadOS 27. I could not confirm the average color index of fluorescent lighting. I said fluorescent, you big dummy. Fluorescent. I spelt it wrong. I put 4 cent.
Google has an answer.
70 to 85, though it can vary significantly depending upon the type of bulb.
Google says 60 to 85, but it does say basic or standard tubes often score around 70.
Yeah, so bad is the point.
Very bad.
And that was my question that I posed to myself that I thought maybe I could ask here. I mean, I haven't shot any weddings. Daniel, I've never shot a wedding. How does one deal with bad fluorescent lighting when shooting a wedding?
My guess is filters. So like, and I don't mean like on your camera, I mean like in Lightroom. And my guess is if you're in that situation, you rely on having a look, like, because I mean, most people I think pick their wedding photographer based on like looking at their past stuff, and like, do I like the poses? But I think a lot of it too is like, do I like the colors? And I think that a lot of wedding photographers kind of like try to have, a more stylized look to like stand out. And so that makes me think that one way you could get around like bad CRI is to just kind of like heavily process your pictures to go for some kind of stylized look. Because I think that would kind of like hide some of that.
Do you think that they're relying more on flashes?
I guess you could, right? It's pretty similar color temperature to the fluorescent light.
I know that my wedding photographer used flashes, but it was because of the lighting in the room.
Well,
like how dim it was.
Yeah, because your room is really dim. But I don't know. I mean, it kind of would make sense too.
So maybe flashes. Like, are they white balancing to white before they shoot the photos? So they can have a better starting point?
Or to the fluorescent.
Like what I did for shooting at this reception was like not a wedding reception, but like whatever, this lunch after the memorial, is I tried to do it to white and I was like, this looks horrible. And so I did a white balance off of a white piece of paper, and then I pushed the color tint on my camera away from green to like warm it up a little bit, and then also to cut some of that tint out.
Yeah.
And
did that seem like that worked?
Yeah, it mostly worked. I kind of did a really fast edit on them, but I was not horribly unhappy with the temperature coming out of the photos.
Well, that's good. It also, like, I mean, usually when there's fluorescent lights, I feel like the other problem is that it just makes the lighting really flat. You don't get a lot of visual interest in the lighting.
It's true. That is true. It is very evenly lit. So, I don't know. I'd be curious if there's any wedding photographers out there that have dealt with this. Like, how do they deal with it?
Yeah.
It'd be really interesting if anyone wrote
Agreed.
in.
That would be interesting.
Separately, though, we are going to shoot a wedding.
Apparently so.
Which is going to be very exciting.
Yes.
It will be outside. So we don't have to worry about fluorescent lights.
Good.
But once again, I've never shot a wedding, Daniel.
I'm going to shoot the whole thing on the Luna Ultra.
Bold. I have obviously recruited you to help me shoot the wedding.
Yep.
And I'm wondering if there's any specific strategies I think we should employ. One of which that I know that, like, when walking down the aisle, like, you have one person kind of up front, one person out back, so you can get, both faces and that sort of thing. That's really the only thing that I know, and everybody uses zooms.
Yeah.
Except for the
really
one wedding photographer that we met who only shot primes.
That's true. But she runs like a dual, both cameras and just reel into those primes.
I'm also real into this.
I feel like the two things that I think we need to do is one, kind of get like the classic list of shots and make sure that we know.
Oh, that's a good point.
Make sure we know all the moments and how those are normally captured. And I feel like that's something that can be researched pretty easily. Like what are the 10 most important shots to get?
In this case, I don't think that they're gonna care like as in this is what I want shot.
Yeah.
So, but if we prep the standard list, I think
it's good for us to know.
We need to build a standard
things
list.
Things you want to get, because it's always going to be like shooting any event. It's like, okay, this moment's going to happen at this time. I know I need to get this shot. I need to be there before that happens.
Yep,
and
that's a good point. So we need the schedule.
And then I think, honestly, like for you and me, I think a weak part of our shooting is posing, especially groups of people.
I have already put that on my list of things that I need to work on, is how to pose people for the post-ceremony
because
pictures.
you're going to get the whole wedding party, so however many people it is, whether it's, that could be 4 people or that could be 15 people, whatever it is. We don't have a lot of experience with like getting a group of people together and arranging them and taking a good photo of them. And that's such a classic wedding photographer thing.
That's true. Our wedding photographer was pretty good about like, okay, do this. All right, now all you guys line up here, jump, do blah, blah, blah. So figuring that out for the group shots. I think those things are pretty good. I have a lot of confidence in our ability, because we've done enough event shooting together to like, do the whole thing where you like keep an eye on the other photographer, don't get them in the shot, and like move, opposite on the room, all that sort of stuff.
That's kind of for us, that's kind of just like second nature now.
Yeah.
Like I don't really have to consciously think about it
That's
anymore.
not going to be a problem. So like we can work together really easily. It is, I think the portraits, the shot list, and the schedule, probably pretty critical. I feel good about both yours and I's eye for what's a good photo. So like that's not going to be a problem. Yeah, I think it's just a shot list, right?
Yeah, and and I don't. It's going to depend on like how picky the people are, but a lot of times with weddings, it's like you've got to make sure you get the picture of this specific group of people together, and like making sure kind of those things, and don't miss it. I think is important.
Do you think that people shoot burst mostly for like the ceremony and stuff?
I bet so. I mean, you have one chance to get it, right?
Yep.
So
do you think it's like a CH or CL type situation? Like, are you shooting burst high or burst low?
I feel like I would pick based on specifically what's happening. Like most of the time I wouldn't want to shoot high, but if it's like, some like the first kiss type moment, it's like, okay, maybe go for high.
You just don't want to outrun that buffer, man. Yeah. Could you imagine being in a situation where
that'd be terrible.
You're buffering and then you miss the moment?
Yep.
Ugh.
That'd be the worst.
This is why having that speed boost button on those Sony cameras comes in clutch.
It's true.
It's because you can leave it in like 3 frames per second, but then you can get 40 whenever you really need it.
Do you think are we going to shoot any video, or is it just going to be photo?
I think that getting some video would be beneficial. I thought setting up the Luna Ultras for video during the ceremony could be really interesting.
Just put it on a tripod somewhere or something.
Grab like the XH2S and put that on a tripod for the main shot, and then get some Luna shots just to have them.
Yeah.
Because almost imminently she's gonna say, "Oh, did anyone get any video?" And it'll be like someone shot on their iPad, and I can't abide. So they didn't ask us to do video, but I was gonna say if you could do 50-50, and then I do 100% photo.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we just make sure to set up some tripods for the ceremony. That'll cover
Honestly, the Lunas are going to be perfect for that.
Yep.
Like, because it's kind of a set and forget sort of deal, and like the
ceremony's going to be 20 minutes. So.
You could even track, put it to track the people in frame, and like that'd be a good choice.
Yeah. I figured like I could put the XH2S with the long telephoto kind of like back.
Yeah.
And just set up like the main shot, just kind of like out of the way, put it on a battery and just let it run.
Yeah.
But then everything else we can just do.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's a good idea.
Probably would be over the top to stick a mic on them, but we could put those Insta360 microphone like on the officiant and stash that on him and put it in Omni mode.
What would you?
That would probably be good enough.
What logo would you put on the Insta360?
No, we'd have to hide it. We still have to hide it.
Okay. You don't think you'd put like your face on there or something?
Oh my gosh. I'd put the Camera Gear Podcast logo on
there. There you go. Get some product placement there. Just in case somebody sees it, you
never
get
know.
some new show listeners out of the deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
I think we got this figured out, Daniel.
Yeah. I mean, we're ready. Just sign us up. Start doing paid wedding work. It's be perfect.
Yep.
Got it all
Right
figured out.
after this, like, boy, we'll make sure to get them signed a release so that we can start advertising just this wedding.
Yes.
As one of the products that we produce.
Yes. Specifically this wedding.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any other examples of our wedding shooting skills, so this is gonna go great. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think it's gonna be fun. Honestly, it's like it's the only way to learn stuff like this is to do it in like kind of a low stakes situation.
Right. Like we're not getting paid.
Yeah. And that's always what I say when I do stuff to volunteer. I'm like, you get what you pay for. Welcome back to the Camera Gear Podcast. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Lucas.
And we're here today to talk about the gear, software, and techniques we use to shoot photos and video.
Let's see. So this episode, we are recording this on the day that both the Samsung Fold devices and the Sony FX5 were announced. One of those being substantially more important to this podcast than the other. And with the timing and no pre-release information, Sony, we're not talking about that at all.
Yep. To be fair, we did talk about the FX5 rumors just a few weeks ago.
We did.
So the Sony bros are just going to have to wait one more week.
Just one more week. It's fine. Yeah. Well, I do have like a little teaser.
Okay.
If we have time, we'll get to the teaser.
Okay.
So I wanted to start today with something that I'm calling accessory corner.
Which is also a phrase you could use to describe in every room of your house. It's got accessories everywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a segment.
It's a corner.
It's a corner.
It's a big difference.
But it's also not, we have other corners.
Mm-hmm.
This is not one of those corners either.
Okay.
This isn't even ever going to happen.
Is this more of a nook, accessory nook?
I'm just saying that we have sanctioned segments and unsanctioned segments, and we have corners as defined portions of the show.
Mm-hmm.
This is not one of those at all.
Okay.
It is never going to come up again. But just today, this is the accessory
special episode, special accessory episode,
accessory corner.
Okay.
The first item, which is an accessory, in my opinion, some may disagree, is these new freaking straps from WANDRD.
Yeah, and these seem familiar. Why do they seem familiar to me?
Because we saw them in NAB.
That's true. We did see them.
We met with I think it was Ryan.
You met the dude,
Ryan Cope.
You met Mr. WANDRD.
Mr. WANDRD, Senor WANDRD.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, they were there. And he like walked us through the new strap. He's like, these are going to come out in the summer on Kickstarter. We're really excited about it. And he like walked through all the features and you got to like see it and touch it and all those sort of things. And my impression at the time was like, watch out Peak Design.
Yeah, it seemed like a pretty good system.
Because these seem pretty stinking cool.
Mm-hmm.
And like you rarely see a camera that doesn't have those little freaking Peak Design things sticking off of
the
it.
little hockey pucks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not too many competitors in the market for those things.
It's true.
Enter WANDRD, famous bag startup.
Mm-hmm.
Startup, sure. This is their new strap system.
Yeah.
And it is on Kickstarter now. They have a goal of $20,000. And the new iPadOS 27 keeps showing previews of tabs that I'm hovering over, and then they don't go away. So it's really annoying. Anyways, they've raised $127,000 of the $20,000 goal.
Well,
so,
I think they nailed it.
And I am still considering backing this project because I kind of want some of these.
Mm-hmm. So what's the?
Even though I'm heavily invested in Peak Design straps.
Give me the rundown. What's the deal with these?
So the part that goes on the camera, similar to the Peak Design one, are these little eyelets. These are donut shaped or cylinder shaped. If you want to call it like really flat
I mean,
cylinders.
It looks like a lifesaver.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does. And
I mean, I think it even has some writing on there. It looks very much like a lifesaver. I want to put that in my mouth.
Would you say that one would want to put this or a I keep saying going for Pro V1 every time I think of
PowerShot V1.
Every time I think of the PowerShot V1, I think of the Pro V1, which is a golf ball. PowerShot V1 or this, or is it equal?
I'm more into the idea of putting this in my mouth because, I mean, the PowerShot V1, I hear what you're saying about it being kind of rounded, but it's pretty big. And I don't know. I kind of feel like my jaw would hurt.
I just want to like, I don't know, whatever. I would put these in my mouth 100%.
Mm-hmm. I could see myself mindlessly sucking on this in a situation where that's not socially acceptable to do.
So
that makes me a little concerned.
They have the little, it's very similar to the Peak Design tabs. You run the loop through and then you tab it off. So they look just like the Peak Design ones, except they're a lifesaver and that you can put in your mouth. So if you don't want to hold your camera, you just put the lifesaver part in your mouth and hold it with no hands.
Just suck on it real good.
Yeah, suck on it real good. So those are, I think they call these things Taurus links, trademark, and those clip into the strap. And the way that the strap clips in, I'm going to keep comparing this to Peak Design because that is the direct competitor to this thing. The Peak Design ones, you kind of like set in the receiver and then you pull and it clicks
snaps in.
Like snaps in. It's a pretty satisfying that like you just snap it in. Now the Peak Design one, in order to release it, you just push the one button and you slide it up and it comes out.
I mean, it is pretty hard to release. Like it's hard to imagine accidentally doing that.
I've never accidentally released a Peak Design strap.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible.
I think the proposition on this one is that it is potentially easier to remove and also harder to accidentally discharge. It's an interestingly complex mechanism. So you have this component that you squeeze between your fingers and it opens up like a bag clip or something.
Like a clothespin.
Like a clothespin, right? Yeah. And then it has a pin in it that's going to center into the donut or the lifesaver. And the lifesaver is magnetic, and so it automatically aligns.
Yeah.
So you just kind of put this clip over the dangling piece, and then it automatically aligns, and you let it go, and it's snapped in. And so it's like you got a round piece with a pin through it that's secure. Seems like a pretty clever solution.
Yeah.
Now, when it's under tension, you can't push both those tabs down to open it.
Well, that's useful. That way, if your camera's like hanging from around your neck, you don't have to worry about it popping off.
Right. So you can't release it by pressing. You have to press both tabs because there's a button on both sides.
Okay.
You have to pinch both of them in order to release it. You can't pinch both of them when it's under tension, and pushing one or the other doesn't release it.
That's also really good.
So it's kind of like well thought through.
Yeah, it seems
as far as like the clasping mechanism. Seems pretty good. Seems easy to snap on. All well and good.
Yeah,
I think it's like it's a decent alternate solution to the Peak Design option, right? The strap that they're coming out with has a little knob, a little donut on it, so you can clip the strap onto itself.
Okay, what does that do for you?
This is the part that I'm like super excited about. So you can have a donut on each side of the camera that you're like clipping into, so that you have like the camera on a strap, or you can have one clip to the camera and one clipped back to the strap, making it into a sling.
Oh,
and so you can like switch between sling strap.
I do like that.
Just whenever you want, you just pretty cool.
Yeah, I do like that. That's really neat.
It's pretty good. They're releasing, I think, 3 different strap versions. So you can buy the like the Core Lock thing and the Taurus links as like separate items. So you can like BYOS, like bring your own rope strap or something, because they don't make a rope strap, and just buy those. You can get the thick strap with like the little loop to make it into a strap or a sling, or you can get like the skinny strap. And they're making a wrist strap.
I see that. Yep.
Yeah. So like lots of different options. Seems,
I like this orange color.
Relatively complex but workable. The Taurus links have the same like yellow-red internal liner, so as they wear down, you'll have like that color warning, knowing you need to swap out your eyelets whenever they get get worn, so that you're not going to drop your camera.
Good feature.
That's a feature on the Peak Design ones too. So great.
Yeah. Are you going to get this purse that they have too?
Oh my gosh, Daniel. So they also have this. What are they calling it?
How do you pronounce it?
A sacoche.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
And you can like clip the strap to the little bag thing. Super want one.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Daniel.
It's very European mail.
You 100% want one of these things. I can't even tell like how many pockets it has, but it looks like you can put your sunglasses and a water bottle and a little camera in it.
That's like 3 things.
Definitely want one of those. Like super, super bad. I kind of want it more than the strap, honestly.
Well, but you can use it. It kind of can pair well with the strap, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of a neat feature.
Exactly. I mean, Peak Design's been doing stuff kind of like that for a while, but
yeah, it's not new, but I mean, I like seeing competition in this space.
oh, for sure. Supposedly, like the slides are really, really good. The strap materials, nylon, it can support like 60 pounds or something like that, or it's like rated for like the links themselves are rated for 200 pounds, and the strap can do like 60 or something or 200. It's got all the load capabilities. It just like seems like a well thought through product.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, we did get to see it hands-on, and it seemed like it worked pretty well, and like the hands-on one he was showing us. So I would be interested in this.
Yeah, me too. So I think what are the things we missed? The clips are made out of fiberglass reinforced nylon.
And I guess they do that so it doesn't scratch your cameras and stuff.
Right. That's right. We talked about the weight and all the things and the clips. Yeah, I think that's basically it, right? It's like, how much can you talk about a strap? I'm mostly interested in this and that the different versions of this that I've seen things like a buckle clip, like it slides in and snaps like a dog collar or something, or like a backpack.
Yeah.
I've seen those where you hang those off the side of your camera and you like buckle in.
Oh gosh, it's so bulky.
Seen ones where you like direct connect, and I've seen the Peak Design ones.
Even with the Peak Design, which I mean, has the same problem. If I'm using my camera in a context where I don't want a strap, I don't want those things on it. It's kind of annoying. I don't know.
You don't want the eyelets on there?
Yeah.
So even something like this, you'd be like, I don't want those on there.
Yeah. Having those things hanging there kind of annoys me. But I mean, there's no solution. I understand that, but it's just like I always find myself taking those things off. And I think the reason I thought about that in this context is, I've got Peak Design straps, but is that really a problem? And I feel like I could maybe still get something like this and still find value in it. And just, do I want to use this today or do I want to use the Peak Design? I don't know.
For me, I am always switching between wrist strap or shoulder strap or the leash, like the smaller strap. And I have all three, and I jump between on a regular basis.
I never use the wrist strap.
Dude, all the time.
Why are you so worried about dropping your camera?
You've seen me.
It's fair.
I just have you
tried just like holding onto your camera?
No. It's that extra security. Like I will frequently hold my camera with 2 fingers, like just balancing my ring and my middle finger on the grip, and only that.
And so I guess in that case, you do want a wrist strap.
And I always have the wrist strap on when I do it,
Yeah.
because I'm like, anyways,
That's fair.
I don't want to have to like really hold it. You don't want to drop it.
No, you don't want to drop it. That's for sure.
I like having the wrist strap, Daniel. Big wrist strap guy.
Big wrist strap guy.
So I'm always jumping between, right? Like the leash or the wrist strap or whatever, and being able to easily swap between without having to like take the whole thing off. Super handy.
Yeah.
So this is just like another option out there. I can't say it's hard to say it's better than the tried and true Peak Design, but it's definitely different and definitely innovative, and I'm like super interested in it.
Yeah. I think it's really cool. Do they have an estimate on this Kickstarter of like when they're going to be produced, like when they'll come out?
I couldn't tell you, Daniel. I haven't read that far.
No, nobody knows.
I mean, you probably know. You didn't read it?
No, I didn't. No, why would I do that?
Right, because I'm supposed to tell you everything. It's coming up, right? It's like
right around. I would say it's right around the corner.
Like soon, right? They funded it. It's coming. We're all very excited.
I know I'm excited. I just want to know when I could get these things.
Yeah, later. Just don't worry about it.
Later.
Just don't worry about it too much, Daniel.
Okay.
Because there's another Kickstarter we have to talk about in Accessory Corner. You can't have just one thing in a corner.
You got to have multiple things in that corner.
And the other one is a Peak Design product.
By the way, the answer is November 2026.
November 2026.
Yeah. All right. What is this other Peak Design product?
This is the Peak Design Field Bracket.
Field Bracket.
Have you seen this bad boy?
Briefly. I saw that it existed, but I don't know much about it.
This thing, I am 100% buying this.
Now, that surprises me because I saw that it was an L bracket, which I didn't think was something that would be of interest to you. So you're going to have to explain this to me.
I've always wanted an L bracket, Daniel.
But why?
Because what if I want to mount my camera vertically or horizontally on a tripod?
I feel like you're just fundamentally against vertical photo/video.
What if I need to shoot like a vertical portrait?
What if you do?
on a tripod.
Like mine. I think you're just out of luck.
I think
Until
that
now.
L brackets are cool. And for photo cameras, having an L bracket just makes you cool. Straight up.
Okay.
Super, super cool.
Well, I can't argue with that.
This is Peak Design's new L bracket technology. It's super slim. It works for a bunch of different cameras except for Lumix cameras.
Notice that.
Like if I go, let me scroll down here to the list of cameras that it supports. And it distinctly supports no Panasonic cameras.
It only supports 2 Fuji cameras.
A7R5, A9 III, A7S, A7 IV, A7CR, R6, R5, R5 Mark II, R6 Mark III.
They do have a thing on here where you can submit a request for a camera.
Surprisingly, only the XT5 and the X100VI.
Yeah, I thought the list was weird.
Which fortunately, I have an XT5.
You do. You
And
happen to have one of the cameras that work with this.
I also want the finger strap. Now, I don't actually want like...
What do you mean by finger strap?
Do you remember when the micro clutch came out from Peak Design?
Yes, I do.
I just can't live that life. But if it was on an L bracket, I can live that life. And so I want the finger strap on my L bracket. Okay, so this thing is, as self-described, an L bracket. And it's super slim, and you can put it on your camera. But it's like new and innovative in that the L part of the bracket is modular-ish.
Okay.
So the part that comes up, so you have the grip side and then you have the port side of your camera. And the L part that goes up on the port side, it has these little rods, so you can slide it to set the distance of the L part from your camera.
Oh. That way, maybe if you need to like plug in some cables or something, you can do that?
Yeah, and then you can just lock it.
Cool.
And they have a version that's open, that's Arca Swiss sized. So it's Arca Swiss sized, but it's hollow in the middle, so you can run cables through it so that they're secure, or you can mount it on your tripod.
Sure.
Or you can swap that out with a cheese plate.
Oh.
And have a cheese plate that you
now
can
that
set the
seems
distance.
handy. You can do like a little micro rig or something
Yeah,
like that.
so you can do like a little rig, or you can have it be, like a freaking L thing. And it adds grip. So if you need like additional grip support, depending upon the camera, it extends the grip.
I have one of those for my S9 because that doesn't have a grip at all, and I find it really useful.
It adds so a little more grip, a little more mounting points, because you can cheese plate option. You can still screw in your tripod onto the bottom of it, or your capture clip or whatever.
Sure.
It has a tracker built in.
Like a AirTag type situation.
It is. I think it has multiple. I didn't read to say like all the things that it supports, but it does support the Find My network.
Yeah, but it's like other things besides just that too.
Yeah, and so you can like.
That's cool.
So like I have you printed me an AirTag thing for my wrist strap that I use on my camera. You don't even have to have an AirTag. It's just like it's in the freaking.
Nice because the thing I printed, it's a little bulky, because it has to hold the AirTag. So
it's just like built into the plate.
Very cool.
So like the adjustable side piece and the built-in AirTag are
it's the one time when it's okay to have a side piece.
Reason enough to get this thing.
I think having the cheese plate option is what's intriguing to me because I don't take very many photos on a tripod. I've never felt like I needed an L bracket, but having just like, this is just my camera. I don't have a full cage on there, but I can just, attach something to the side. That seems useful to me. I like that you can slide that Arca mount that's on the side all the way up to the side of the camera and just have it as like a really tight, compact L bracket system so you can mount it vertically on a tripod. And then you can extend it out and use it for like a different type of configuration. It's like really modular as far as like the distance. Yeah. And then it also comes with 2 different grip options depending upon your camera. You can get a hand grip or like a finger grip. Oh, you mean like a little strap on the side?
Yeah, like a strap to like put your hand in. So it's like kind of goes around your hand.
Camcorder type situation.
I've never really been able to get familiar with those kind of things. I don't really love them, but in this case, I would be willing to try it.
Because it's made by Peak Design?
It just kind of goes with the system. Like it's all one like little thing.
Yeah. I mean, you did say that you like carrying your camera by 2 fingers, so
I do.
Finger strap might be pretty handy.
Wrap a strap around those 2 fingers. It has additional mounting points for your strap, and so They have one picture here where someone has it mounted to like the bottom of the base plate and then the top of the camera, and the camera's like sitting a little cleaner on their side.
Okay.
And
Pretty cool.
for accessorizing, that seems pretty sweet.
I like that.
Yeah. So that's like basically the gist of it, right? It's like you got the removable upright, optional cheese plate, find my tag. It's really slim, and then you got a finger or hand strap.
Yeah. Seems really useful.
Seems real straightforward, but
does it come with both, or do you like the cheese plate and the regular thing? Maybe not.
I assume that you have to choose.
Yeah.
Is my guess.
You can probably buy a thing that has both, but I guess by default it doesn't.
They have designed these so that, you like get to the battery door. It leaves that part of it open on the bottom. I'm curious to know how good it works from a locking standpoint.
Like, can you trust it to not come unlatched or whatever?
So I would, in that the capture clip doesn't come unscrewed.
Yeah, that's true.
Like however they've designed that gripping mechanism on the bottom, whenever you put it in, there's plenty of other tripod mounts that I've put on the bottom of cameras where I'm like, oh, I need to get this off. I just turn the tripod mount and it comes off.
Not a good feeling.
Unscrews.
Not a good feeling.
I've never been able to do that with a capture clip. You have to go get the Allen wrench, which is why you need I need to upgrade to the new capture clip bases that don't require Allen wrenches. This one doesn't use that, which is frustrating. It is an Allen wrench.
Right.
So, boo. But my hope is that this thing doesn't twist.
Yeah.
Because if things like turns on the bottom of the camera, it's like, no, get it out of here.
Well, and the thing where the cheese plate or whatever the plate you have on the left side, if that pulls out a little bit, you also want that to be secure where it's not going to like come loose or something.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You want that to be secure. So overall, though, this seems like a pretty good improvement on the standard L bracket.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like they took that basic idea and kind of re-engineered it for like modern stuff, which is cool.
It just adds like that a little extra bit of modularity. You can pull the riser side just completely off if you don't want it and leave the base plate on.
Cool.
And so there's not really, unless you're going to like put your camera in some sort of other cage or something, there's like not a reason to have to take it off. You can leave the bottom piece on. It has the Find My Tag in it.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of sleek and easy and seems like a really cool accessory.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. I like it.
Just generally impressed.
It's a little on the expensive side, I think.
How much is this thing?
MSRP for basically for like one bracket, like one side plate and just the bottom bracket. The MSRP is $150.
That's peak design for you.
If you want the both plates, the tag, one of the hand straps, the MSRP for that is $270. So that's just like pretty pricey compared to a small rig cage is $100. But I could see this being like a nice premium accessory for your camera.
Most of the things that I've bought from Peak Design have been generally worth the money. Like they've held up and they're high quality.
I've been really happy with the backpack.
Yeah, I've just been real happy with most of the things I've bought from Peak Design, and so I feel like you generally get your money's worth. But I also feel like in this case, if it's $150, to me, it's like maybe it's $120 worth of actual like value, and you're paying a little more on top of that to get that Peak Design, whatever premium. But it's still good stuff, and I'm always inclined to kind of go that route because I know like I'm gonna buy this thing and I'm not gonna need to get another one.
Yeah, that's true.
So it looks like if you support this thing, which I think it's for another 20 days or something like that on Kickstarter, if you get you can, for $125, you can get a build your own kit. And I think you get to pick your like whatever L bracket and like an accessory or something. Or you can do $200 and get everything.
Yep. On the Kickstarter. And the Kickstarter is fulfilling in February 2027. And the public launch will be in March 2027.
Yeah. So if you do the $200 one, you get the fill bracket, the tag, the cheese plate, and the hand strap.
Yeah. I mean, it feels to me like if you're going to do the Kickstarter, go all the way.
Go all the way.
The one downside of this product is that it's camera specific.
From the add-ons menu. I'm curious what this add-ons menu is here, Daniel. I have to log in.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
logging in. Well, this does raise into question my future.
I mean, that's kind of the point I'm making is like, I think with a lot of the Peak Design stuff, I've kind of treated it as like a buy once, cry once kind of thing. But that's a little different here because you're buying an accessory that's bespoke for the camera. And so that's great as long as you own the camera.
Yeah.
But you never get the value back on accessories like this. It's not like you can say like, oh, I included the Peak Design L bracket. Like, let me add $150 to the cost of this camera when I sell it privately.
Nope.
It's never going to work.
Never going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a matter of you have to get the worth out of it in using it.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
So how long is Lucas going to own his XT5?
We're all wondering.
Forever, maybe? Who knows?
Unlikely.
It's different than the X106 and the XT5 is different.
Yeah.
XT6 is right around the corner, Daniel.
Right there.
So I'm probably not going to pre-order or back the project. I'm going to wait for this thing to actually come out and then figure out what my camera life looks like, and then I'm going to buy one of these.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah, unlike the last one we talked about, that strap, it's like you can buy a strap anytime you want.
Yeah.
You can take that to any camera you own.
Not this.
Not this.
It's still really cool, though.
It is really cool. I always like seeing what they produce, and like you said, I think they do a good job with their products.
They keep saying that it's like light and thin, so I don't quite know how light or thin it is. Any added weight is added weight.
Yeah.
And whenever you're carrying a camera around your shoulder for a long time, it weighing 100 grams more, 200 grams more is appreciable.
Yeah, for sure.
But I would wonder whether or not I would be inclined to take this off in certain situations. But I would hope that I would like it enough with the tag in it and that sort of thing that maybe if I really wanted to slim down, I just pop the field bracket side off.
Yeah, true,
and then just never take it off. And so I'd be curious to see if with the XT5 or future camera to get one of these things and just like have it be a part of the camera forever.
I mean, I think you should preemptively get on there and start requesting the GFX 100 RF.
I think that's a great idea, Daniel.
Yeah. I mean, if you start now and submit a request every day under like a series of increasingly implausible fake names, maybe by the time you get a GFX 100 RF, they'll have created this for you.
I think what we've learned is that's what AI is for.
You think so? Just get your Claude agent to do that.
Yeah, build me a spam bot to request to Peak Design GFX 100 RF field brackets.
Exactly. Yep. This is our $1 million idea.
What if I could do it with the new Siri? I could have it write an SSH script.
Good thing you got that beta.
Exactly.
And then you could run that SSH script on your Synology.
Perfect. That would be the worst use of compute resources. It's terrible.
It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. If you'd like to support the Camera Gear podcast, you can subscribe to us on Patreon. It's only $3 a month, and you'll get early access to episodes, longer pre-shows, and occasional bonus content like written reviews of gear or maybe some photos we've taken on one of our recent adventures. This really does help us pay the bills and keeps this show running, and we'd love to have your support. You can find out more at patreon.com/cameragearpodcast, or there's also a link in the description for this episode. Thanks for listening, and now back to the show.
Hot dog.
Hot dog indeed.
So I knew this new Tamron lens came out. And not to, throw my dad under any buses.
But if you were to throw him under a bus.
But I had already previously mentioned about this memorial that I was at this weekend.
Yes.
And whilst there, my father was there. And he was like, so Lucas, how about this Tamron lens? I'm like, this is not the time or place. Talk about camera gear. Which he was shocked, I would say.
I kind of am too, to be totally honest.
As you should be. So we didn't really get into it too much, unfortunately, because I know that most of our dedicated listeners would be dying to know what my father thinks about the new Tamron 12 to 20 millimeter lens.
Why are we even talking about this topic? Like you missed out on the best possible perspective we could get.
He
wanted an ultra wide lens. I mean, come on, man, this would have been perfect.
Hottest of takes. So he's a little turned off on the price, $1,800 is
Jeez, that is pricey. Why is it so expensive?
You say that it's pricey, Daniel. But what would you suggest is the going retail price for the Nikon 14 to 24 millimeter to f2.8?
Why is this more expensive for Nikon than Sony? Because the Sony one's only $1,700.
The Sony one is also lighter.
Weird. Very weird.
Shorter. It's the cost of the material, Daniel. The mount's bigger.
Literally the metal.
Literally
the metal.
The metal.
Okay.
So the Nikon Z mount 14 to 24 f2.8. How much do you think that thing costs?
Oh man, that probably is pretty high. $1,900.
I would say that it is conveniently on sale because of the release of the Tamron 12 to 20. The list price is $2,700.
Oh my gosh.
For the Nikon 2 f2.8 14 to 24.
That's wild, man.
It is currently on sale for $1,996.95, so $2,000. But $700 off. I mean, this is an S lens. It is their
literally an S tier lens.
S tier, also widest zoom lens that Nikon makes for the Z mount. There is not a wider lens for Z mount than 14 millimeter until this very moment.
Now.
This is the widest zoom lens that Tamron has ever made.
That's interesting. I guess I figured they had something wider, but maybe they did on APS-C, but then like with the crop factor, this is technically wider.
Yeah, they do have a 10 to something, 11 to something, 11 to 20 for APS-C.
Yeah, so I guess that's where that statement is coming
from. Full frame.
Got it.
So this is now the widest lens on Z mount. And as previously mentioned in other episodes, my father is looking for a 10 millimeter lens for Z mount.
Right.
Which there are there's Laowa Venus Optics, Laowa lenses that are 9 millimeter and 10 millimeter. So this is not the widest lens for Z mount. It is the widest zoom lens for Z mount.
I see.
To make that clear. At 12 millimeters. So he wants 10. 10 millimeters is 130 degree field of view. I have told him multiple times, why do you want to shoot pictures of the back of your head?
Just wants to see what's going on back there.
12 millimeters is 122 degree field of view.
So it's pretty close.
It's close. I am curious, like how much of a difference that is in optically speaking. If you're taking a picture of something, if you can get 8 more degrees wider, it's not nothing.
Not nothing.
14 millimeters, which is the Nikon, is 114 degree field of view. 15 degrees seems appreciable to me. 16 degrees rather. So going from 14 to 10 seems like a lot. Going to 12 to 10, I feel like one could argue that do you really need to?
Do you really need to?
The answer for him is yes. 2, right, because that's the difference. But anyways, so it's a 12 to 20 in contrast to the 14 to 24. So on the long end, comparatively to the Nikon lens, which is directly competing with, it is you're lacking the 4 millimeter. So if you wanted to go get your trinity of zooms, you got your 14 to 24, your 24 to 17, your 7200.
Right.
If you bought this thing, 10 to 20, now you don't have coverage from 20 to 24.
Oh my gosh. It's like one of the most useful ranges.
What would you rather have? Would you rather have 2 millimeters wider or full coverage?
Honestly, kind of hard to say, but I think I would say the 2 millimeters wider, because I feel like if I'm pulling out a wide angle zoom, it's because I want to shoot wide shots. And if I want to shoot wide shots, I want to have the option of going as wide as I can. And I think that the difference per millimeter matters less as you get more telephoto. And I think 20 to 24 is probably less of a difference than 12 to 14.
I think that's accurate. I think that the difference between 20 and 20, no one's like, oh man, I really wanted to shoot this at 21 millimeters instead of 24 millimeters. Or whatever, 22 instead of 20.
Exactly.
I doubt that's coming up.
Exactly.
That's like the matter of a very small crop. So I think this is a really good trade-off. and it's kind of an interesting release from Tamron.
I don't know if you said this already, but how does the size and weight compare against the Nikon lens? Did you happen to look that up?
I did not look that up, but I do have the Nikon lens right in front of me.
That is something I always wonder. It matters a lot more than you would think on full frame glass.
So the Tamron lens is 585 grams on Z mount.
Okay.
It's 15 grams heavier on Z mount. It's 570 for Sony. The Nikon Nikkor Z 14 to 24 S is 650 grams.
That's a little bit heavier. I mean, 0.1 pound, so not tons.
Yeah, like 1.4 versus 4 versus 1.3. It's
yeah.
You might notice it if you picked them both up, but hard to say.
Yeah. The length and diameter are like almost identical.
Right, 4.9 versus 4.7 inches. So very, very similar.
So there's no big benefit or big change there.
Right. Nothing too crazy. This does have more elements. So this is 17 elements in 12 groups compared to the Nikon, which is 16 and 11. That means that the Nikon is going to get a little more light transmission. A little brighter, probably not appreciably so, but a little brighter. This one has, I think, 12 aperture blades versus the Nikon, which has 9. So if you do, which you can get pretty close, it's like a pretty short focusing distance on this thing. I think it's like 7 inches of focusing distance, but the lens itself is 4.7 inches long, so it's like pretty close, right? You're from the plane to your minimum focus. I mean, you touch the lens hood to something, it's mostly in focus. It's very close.
Yeah.
But if you're shooting those like close focus, wide shots, and you're gonna get some bokeh in it, those extra aperture blades are gonna help with the roundness of the bokeh.
Sure, so that makes sense. Yeah.
So like, pretty cool.
Yeah, seems like a very respectable lens.
It's interesting as far as design. I think we've all gotten really familiar with that like polycarbonate shell Tamron look of their lenses.
The classic Tamron lens.
I mean, they've been doing it that way for so long that I could just say Tamron released a new lens. You could close your eyes and picture it. Like it's just going to look like a 17 to 70. It's just going to be that classic Tamron look. This bucks the trend. They made a more modern, trendy looking lens. It's like a different finish. It looks like it's made out of metal.
I like it.
It
reminds me of Sigma.
Yeah, it has an aperture ring. The lens itself just looks classier.
Yes.
And less cheap.
It does.
Than
really
the typical Tamron lens that we're all really familiar with.
You know, for an $1,800 lens, I'm kind of happy to see that.
Yeah, for sure. I would generally agree. So it's just like it looks good. Like it looks good. It has where do I write it down? It's got a USB port on it. It's got like a locking switch, a custom switch and a custom button, and aperture ring and a zoom and focus ring. So like it has tons of features on it. But one of like the most important, exciting features is that it supports the new whatever it is, that Tamron little USB Tamron link thing.
Yeah. It's like nice that you don't need the extra dock thing to update firmware, but that wireless link thing was also pretty cool. We talked about that a while back.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. So what's interesting about the link thing?
I know you can use it to do focus pulls. That was one really cool feature.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it had some other stuff, but I can't remember what all it did. I mean, you can definitely change settings about the lens, which might be nice if you want to do it like in the field, because I think there's like an iPhone app for this thing. So if you want to change the focus throw of the lens or what direction the focus ring turns, I think you can do that kind of stuff with
it. You can customize the lens and like which way the focus ring turns, because it's all by wire. You can do focus pulls or like programmed focus pulls, and you can like update firmware and that sort of thing, all like remotely from your phone. It's neat. It's like pretty cool.
Yeah. It is.
Like plugged in the little port.
Like an extra bonus feature. I don't think I'd buy a lens just for that, but it could push me toward the Tamron over the Nikon.
I'd say so.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's this thing about a custom front cap?
Okay, so this thing does not have a front filter thread. It's rear filter only. And the lens cap for it is like really, really deep because of the the bulbousness of the front element, and then like the distance that the sides of the lens come out in order to kind of like protect it a little bit so it's not protruding. The cap kind of like sits into that part of the lens and, pinches in.
Oh, because this has a lens hood built into the lens. I didn't realize that.
Right. Yeah. So when you can't just get like a standard lens cap, and this thing's like
it's kind of weird looking,
90 millimeter diameter or something. But if you like lose the lens cap for this thing, you can't just like swap it out with one from your kit.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to go like buy the special Tamron lens cap thing.
Mm-hmm. And if you have something like one of the magnetic ND filter systems, that's just not going to work with this.
No, you're going to have to do rear filters. But I mean, you're getting into like ultra wide lenses, 12 to 20. That seems pretty standard for this kind of thing.
Yeah. It's not that uncommon.
So as far as quality, looking at the published MTF charts that Tamron put out, if you look at the like lower contrast MTF lines, seems like fairly decent from center to edge of lens as far as contrast, like holds up okay. The lower contrast lines or like fine lines on the MTF charts dip quite a bit once you get out to the edges of the lens. So this thing is especially like wide open at full zoom, like zoomed completely out.
Yeah.
I think that you are going to notice in like fine detail softness on the edge of the lens compared to the center, just based upon those charts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not gonna be like perfect edge to edge sharpness, but I mean, you're shooting at 10 millimeter, you're going to expect some amount of distortion and some amount of kind of sharpness loss. And then, obviously bringing this into Lightroom, you're going to need the lens correction in order to get like the vignetting and
right.
straightening out the image.
Right. Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
The page on this lens has a very important note where it says, "Please be sure to read the instruction manual before use." Have you ever read the instruction manual for a lens?
I don't think I can say no.
There has been a time where you've been that bored.
But they are not really providing much information.
Yeah. Just a pretty boring read.
Yeah, pretty boring. So what other important things are here, Daniel? It's got voice coil motors. It's moisture resistant.
I mean, it seems like a good all-around lens, and I'm glad there's some another option from that Nikon one, the 14 to 24. It's a good lens all around. I wish they made it for more mounts, I guess, but it seems cool. Yeah,
I think that we're talking about this really in context of Nikon, because they're like,
surely
there's a billion
like
lenses for Sony.
Yeah,
and I'm looking up right now for an equivalent 10 to 20 on Sony. But there's like a jillion lenses for Sony, and I don't think any other people are like clamoring to get a 12 to 20 on Sony cameras. But it's just kind of like it's easy to like also make that. I mean, Sony makes a 12 to 24 G Master. Sure, it's like $3,300, but they also make a 12 to 24 GM that's used for 18. Yeah, you can get a used 12 to 24 G Master for $1,800, right? So like there's just options out there for Sony.
Sure.
And without Sigma making lenses for Nikon, and like the fact that there just isn't a 12 millimeter zoom on Nikon, I think this is more interesting as a Nikon lens than a Sony lens.
Yeah.
And
I think so too.
I honestly think it's more interesting than the ultra wide from Nikon right now. I think that
because it goes wider, is that the main reason you say that?
It's wider and cheaper.
Yeah.
I think that if I personally was going to make the trade-off of do I want a 14 to 24 or a 10 to 20, I would pick the 10 to 20.
Yeah.
And this thing costs, whatever it is,
$800
less MSRP. That seems worth it.
Yeah, I would say so. And it supports the cool little USB thing.
Yeah, plus it supports the cool little USB thing. So pretty cool new lens from Tamron. It's nice to see them doing something interesting. It's not a prime lens, still waiting for Tamron to make some primes.
Well, you can't have everything,
But very cool.
Yeah. Good job, Tamron.
Okay, Daniel. Do we have time for this little tiny preview of the FX5? Everyone's been hanging on this whole time for it.
Yeah, I feel like let's what are we gonna how are we going to scope this? What are we going to talk about without going 45 minutes on the FX5?
So what I haven't learned everything about it, but what I wrote is what we got right, what we got wrong, what is modular, and then maybe like a smidge on the sensor.
Okay, so probably not our full FX5 coverage.
No, this is like a quick.
This is not open gate. This is like a cropped,
This is a preview.
Uh-huh.
Because honestly, Daniel, the next episode is probably completely FX5.
Yeah.
Assuming that we get enough information.
All right. Well, I guess we'll toss the Sony bros a bone.
All right. So we had gone back and forth on what this thing was going to be shaped like.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be shaped like a camera, personally.
Well, we were like, is it going to be a box?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it going to have a grip?
It's true.
What does modular mean?
That's true. Is it gonna look like a FX6 or an FX3? Like that kind of question.
And the answer is it looks like an FX3.
I thought it was an FX3 at first. I was like, they used the wrong photo for this article.
It is thicker. We'll get into the body stuff later, but it is FX3 shaped, which is interesting. I
kind of wasn't expecting that.
I also wasn't expecting it. With all the talk about modular, I thought it was going to be something else.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out what modular means is in addition to supporting the 32-bit, whatever, hand grip microphone situation, it also has an EVF that can attach to the hot shoe.
Yes, and the Sony FX2 has an EVF, but it doesn't articulate, and this one does.
This one comes on and comes off.
Yes, it does both of those things.
Yep.
Whereas the FX2, it only comes off, and once it comes off, you can't put it back on.
Exactly. Only comes off once. This one, as many times as you want.
Yep. Pretty cool.
To an extent. We talked about, is it going to shoot RAW? It shoots XOCN, which is something that we talked about. So I put that under what we got right. It doesn't shoot uncompressed RAW, but I think that for something like this, just the semi-compressed RAW codec for XOCN is perfect. So it shoots RAW internal, something we just like harped on and on about.
Indeed. Mostly you, but
it's going to shoot OpenGate after a firmware update,
which is something we were hoping for.
Has the cinema menus, which is another thing I feel like we got right.
It seemed obvious, but yes.
And then the EVF was that splits the line because it's kind of optional.
Yeah, I don't think I would have guessed that it would be optional.
I wrote this under what we got wrong, but I feel like this isn't correct either. Maybe my categories are wrong. They went triple base ISO, Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have any. Sony doesn't have cameras that have that.
No,
that's maybe the surprising part.
Right. So the gains on this, the base ISOs are 800, 4000, 12800.
Yeah. What's interesting about it is I think the FX3 is 800 and 12800. I think the FX2 is 800 and 4000. And so this is all three.
So the C400 is 8000, 3200, 12,800.
Pretty similar, honestly.
So they went a little higher than the C400 and the C80, but basically the same approach here.
Yeah. Now they would tell you that this is not triple base ISO, which I'm sure we'll talk about next week.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah. They say it's like not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same.
But
it's there.
It's there. The sensor, everyone's clamoring about that they think this is the same sensor as the A7R6. Except quarter resolution. Like same base technology, but lower resolution.
That's interesting.
What do you think about the resolution of this sensor, Daniel? It is roughly 16 megapixels.
The debate I heard was that it was so that it is 5K full width without oversampling, which makes sense.
Pixel for pixel. It's shooting a compressed codec of RAW, so like you want it to be pixel for pixel. They're not doing any of the cool fancy pants 12K stuff that Blackmagic's doing. They didn't go out and invent a RGWW sensor or something with a 6x6 pixel array.
But this does seem like some kind of new sensor. I mean, it's 16 megapixels and it's fully stacked.
Yeah.
So unusual.
That is really low resolution for a really fast sensor.
Yeah, it is.
I think one of the things I wanted to see out of the FX5 compared to the FX3, which not necessarily a replacement, but clearly an upgrade over it and seems to sit on top of it in the market, was higher resolution. I feel like that capped out at 4K, 12 megapixel only was starting to become a bit of a drag for the FX3. They just barely went up.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Three more megapixels.
Yep. I mean, it's very clearly a video camera. They don't seem like they want people to shoot photos on this thing.
That'll be interesting to think about.
Yeah, for sure. It does seem like maybe the rolling shutter will be really low.
5.7 milliseconds in 5K 17:9.
Oh, we had the number. Okay. That's
Gerald has already released a video on this. He's retired and released a video on this.
Pretty low. Why isn't somebody sending us an FX5? That's what I want to know.
They don't even have to send it to me. They just send me the brief sheets.
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
Be perfect.
We'll just reach out to them, see where it goes. 8.5 milliseconds in OpenGate in RAW.
That's pretty good.
It has the dual gain thing where it shoots at two gains and combines it into a high dynamic range image, similar to the Lumix cameras. 14,
except that the rolling shutter isn't horrible when you use it.
14.2 milliseconds
that's
for
totally
dual
usable.
gain. If you shoot an OpenGate dual gain, 18.4 milliseconds.
Wow.
And that is the slowest readout speed on this camera.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, unusual for Sony too. Usually Sony's had like kind of mediocre, like barely acceptable rolling shutter, and this seems like class leading rolling shutter.
The rumors were that it was going to be, what's the word for it? Global. It was going to be a global shutter, global sensor.
They didn't quite do that.
We jumped. We were like, that doesn't seem physically possible.
Yeah. Seemed expensive too.
That it seems to be the case that they went with the new stack technology rather than global, which makes sense, I think, for this camera.
I think so too.
I think that's it. Those are all my highlights. There's like so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
It's very, very interesting. Very interesting.
I know. There's so much more I want to talk about. I feel like it's like I've got 3 things in my mind that I want to mention, but it's like we should only pick one and save the rest for next week.
What's the one?
And I don't know. Did you see the IBIS thing?
That you can have it taken out?
Yeah, you can like mail it off to them and they'll like lock the sensor down.
Couldn't I just like put a screw in it or something?
I know, and like apparently when you do that, it's an irreversible process, and they put a sticker on the bottom of the camera, and like all the IBIS stuff is grayed out in the menu. It feels extreme.
Wild. Very interesting.
I agree with you. I'm like, why couldn't they have designed it with like a little screw hole or something? You know, like.
Can I order it and like check that box so that it ships like that?
Maybe.
It's very interesting. How much do you have to pay to have them do it? Is it free? Who knows?
Yeah. But I did think it was interesting though, because when I was reading it, my first thought when I saw the IBIS stuff was, oh, you know, a lot of cinema people actually don't want that. And then it's like they actually did think of that.
Yeah, they sure did.
Kind of cool.
Do you know the price?
I do. Yep. And that was one of the other things I was wondering if we wanted to
I had to look it up. I didn't know the price until I just looked it up.
It's pretty high.
I think it's appropriate.
Well, you know, I think what's hard for this camera is that it looks like an FX3.
It does look like an FX3,
And
but that's
like,
what the people want. They wanted a better FX3.
This little thing, and it's almost $5,000.
How much does a C80 cost?
C80 is about $5,500.
So it's a C80 competitor.
It is a C80 competitor.
It's definitely not a C50 competitor.
If you get it with the XLR handle, it's $5,500. So it's like a perfect match.
Yeah, pretty much. Very, very interesting. All right, that's enough on that.
Yeah,
that's enough of kind of like a little taste.
We'll go deep on that next week.
Yeah, that's going to be. This may be one of the more interesting Sony releases for this year.
Yeah, which is saying a lot because there's been some other Sony stuff.
I think we got a little caught up with like the A7R6 on whether or not if it was like iterative or innovative.
Yeah.
And I kind of landed on it being a pretty big innovation as far as just the sensor and what it's bringing to the table, but also if you only need it for high resolution photos, it's just like buy the A7 IV instead.
Right.
So like I think that one maybe in contest for the most interesting Sony camera of the year, but the FX5 may prove to be a lot more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, so many people have wanted an FX3 successor, and you know something we can talk about next week is this camera an FX3 successor or not? But it sure looks like one.
What a great question! Yeah, I guess tune in next week.
Wow, we're doing that now
to find out if Daniel thinks this is the successor to the FX3.
We're leaving cliffhangers.
I'm writing it in the notes right now. Question mark?
Yep. Wow. We're just really gonna end it there, huh?
Where else do you want me to end it? No,
I don't know. I just didn't think it was that kind of show, but I mean, here we are. Guess we'll see. That's it for the show today. Thanks for joining us, and if you liked it, tell a friend so they can check it out too. You can find out more about the show at www.cameragearpodcast.com, and you can find us on Twitter at CameraGearPod. We'll be back with more next week.